Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Saskily and I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to show part 2 of the 2-part video of my interview about Father's Day, about me being a father. I just want to thank everyone who tuned in to the first video. I asked for 500 views. I made a mistake, I asked for 500 likes, but it's 500 views and I've gotten them, and I promise that once I get the 500 views I'm going to give you part 2. So I'm going to drop part 2 of this video right now, so please check out part 2. And wait, if you haven't seen part 1 of this video, don't watch part 2, you have to watch part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1, you go and check it out right here. See the notification right here, check out part 1 and then come back and check out part 2. So for those of you who have seen part 1, here's part 2.
How has being a father changed you as an individual, as a person?
I remember one time somebody asked me that question and I was saying, and I think I remember it's because I said something that offended her when she had her child. And like, now I'm in the shoe where I'm a father, I understand. Like, I don't want this to come off wrong, but these days, like I'm saying, if I meet anybody new, I tend to want to meet persons with kids or of a certain mindset, because when you have that responsibility, there's a certain level of thinking that comes from you. And I tend to appreciate that, because it makes me think so much of everything that I'm doing. How will this affect my family? How will this affect my son? If I'm going to buy an ice cream, I said, should I buy 2? Should I buy 3? Or should I buy any ice cream at all? If I'm going to walk into something that looks dangerous, will I come back to be able to support my child? So it affects every move I make, to know that, you know you're doing this aside. As my friend said to me this morning, I am the servant. I am the servant of my child. And I believe that, because you have to do what's necessary for them to make them happy. Because at this age, he's really young. He's not able to understand and process what's going on, but he will do things that he understands as well. In his mind, he understands. So I have to be that one to guide him, to make sure I'm okay for him. So I think twice about everything I do. And I say, okay, if I'm going to do this in 5 years, my son will be 5, or my son will be 7, or what. I have to think about it. I have to think twice in everything. So it affects me. It makes me stronger. It makes me more thoughtful, more considerate, more loving, more warm. I don't know if because I wanted a girl, I have a lot of emotions towards him, but I show him love and I teach him love. I teach him to be kind. I teach him to be humble. I correct him if I see him doing wrong. So it teaches me now and then when I see somebody doing something wrong, you can't, it's not everybody wants you to tell him how to raise their child. So I be careful of what I say to other people about their child, because each person loves their child the way they choose. You understand? And people have said things to me about my child, and sometimes it offends me, but then sometimes I just stay calm. Because at the end of the day, everybody is liable to their opinion. Everybody is free to their own opinion. So becoming a father, it has greatly affected me. It has really affected my profession, the way I speak to people, the way people view me, the way people view my family. The brand that I support, it affects my personal branding as well, because I can't be over here being a good father, but I'm bad in business. So when person hire me, I say, oh, but him not do good. They probably see him on a YouTube video saying, he's a good father, he treat him family good, but when him go in somebody's business place, he behave wrong, So I want the same brand, the same respect, the same professionalism from me across all platforms. So I might have alter egos, but I'm one person.
How do you balance and manage, being a professional and being a father? How do you share your time? How do you ensure that you're not too caught up in any one aspect of life?
How do I balance my time? Like I mentioned earlier, I try to be the same person across the platform. So back then, people used to say, like, 3 different persons will know me for 3 different personalities, but because I'll act based off of where I'm at. But now with family in the mix, now you're more grounded. I mean, when you're at work, you're that work person, but they still see you as a family man. They still see you as somebody that's supportive. There are times when I have to separate work from home, but at the same time, I try to create a space where I can work at home. Since even the whole situation of, the current situation where we are isolating ourselves or we're in quarantine, I have to work from home, I do more from home. I end up becoming more around my family. But there are times I separate space for them. I did a video about working from home where you break down family time, work time, and so on. And you have to have that balance because the balance is good for your sanity. Because you don't want to be working like, I'm not sure how well I'll do in a job of being like if I'm a soldier and I have to be deployed for months away from my family. I might not be able to do the best in that. I'll miss my family. I love my family. I like to be around them. So I tend to do stuff where my family can be around in terms of if I need to move to work, then I will to create a space where I can carry my family with me. So balance is like a priority for me. Balance is a priority for me because where the happiness means much to me because it's sanity, and you don't want to be in a space where everybody is miserable. Whether is it that you're working too much, your child not able to see you. I don't know what the future will bring in terms of I might end up have to miss an opportunity because of work. But I try my best currently to do that. To balance that. I'm editing my photos and my son is in my lap. So like now once he sees my laptop, he goes there. I have videos of my son taking up my podcast mic and singing Bob Marley. He's literally doing everything. And I say, okay, one day when I'm going to a photo shoot or a video shoot, I can carry him to sit there and assist me. I say, okay, bring me that mic over there, son. But it's amazing that my family supports what I do. When I met my wife, she was working in a photography studio, so she's fully aware of what this is. So she creates that space for me as well. She gives me that room to be creative, to do what I do. This is not just something that provides for the family, but this is something that we enjoy. This is something that we enjoy, and this is the reason now we are trying. I mix them a little bit in my YouTube because my YouTube is mostly about my camera stuff and my gears and things, but I'm a family person at the same time. So I might mix them in it a little bit. I don't know, maybe one day we might have a channel for the family, but for now, they are part of the balance. They are part of my sanity right now, and I admire that, I appreciate that, I give thanks that because we're blessed with that.
There may be other young men, not yet fathers, probably on the cusp of being fathers, probably have plans down the road. What would you say is your advice or any tips that you pass on to them from your 20 months into fatherhood?
20 months. Alright, so for me, where that is concerned in terms of giving advice to somebody about being a father, I always say, don't get it wrong, but I'm not the person to say, yo, you should be a father, because person used to pressure me and say, yo, when you have a youth, when you have a child, a long time no you're not there and all that. But I was waiting on my moment. I was creating that platform for me to have this. I didn't want to just jump in it, and then there are days where we are uneasy and it's super difficult because you didn't make proper preparation for it. So I wanted to, in terms of encouraging persons, I would say work on you, work on your comfort, your sanity before you jump into this, because the minute a child steps in your life, that day changes. Your whole perspective on life changes. The way you want to attain things will change. So if you're someone who owns a lot of businesses and you're very, very busy, when you have a child, you have to learn to manage that. If you choose to be in that child's life, unless you're going to have somebody taking over, you're going to leave the lady to become a single parent or someone that she don't really see you. But in that first 2 years of your child's life, I think it's very important that you're there, because they know you as daddy, and when I hear my child saying daddy for the first time, that was like, yo, that's good. And then when my wife said to him, go to daddy, that feels good too, because she accepts this, she supports this. She said, yo, that's your daddy. She's the woman that's saying, yo, that is your father, and she's not saying it in a bad way. I feel good to know that, yo, that's there. So if you're preparing for fatherhood, prepare yourself. There are things, and then nobody can be very prepared, because there are things that are going to happen that you're going to say, oh, I never know this, because trust me, my son is 20 months and he's best friends with a 2-year-old, 2 plus. And my son now mimics the 2-year-old. So what my son is doing at 20 months is more than what the 2-year-old used to do when he was my son's age, if you get me. And then, so what I'm saying is that every child would come differently. Every child would do things differently. And times are changing where what I used to do when I was 12 is way different from what a 12-year-old child is doing now. So you have to be so prepared for the unexpected and live your personal life. So don't just do it. Don't just follow the Joneses. That's what my friend always said. Don't just follow the Joneses. Do it because you want it and not because she's pushing you into it or your family is pushing it to you or it is the norm. Okay, you're married now, the next child, house. No, don't just do it because this is the status quo. Do it because you want it. Because if you want to be happy, if you want not to be miserable every day in the house, you won't just jump into something like that. Because I used to ask this question: why is it that there's a single mother with a 1-year-old child? Where's the father? It's just a year. But then having my family, I learned that if you're not strong and if you're not there for the love and the support of your family, it can happen to you. It can happen to anybody. Because they are going to be, even though you're together, they are different personalities. And the way I might say to my son, say, don't do that. My wife might say to him, a little bit softer or a little bit stronger. So that can slowly build up conflict. And then I can see where fathers might say, yo, I can't deal this, I'm step out. I can see, I can understand. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not saying it is the right thing, but I'm saying I can see where somebody can be pushed because of the pressure. I mean, his reason for leaving at the end of the day, that's up to him and what he can handle and what the situation that he's in. Because some persons are in a situation that you and I can never explain. And I've learned that through just being an adult, that we all have our own path, we all have our own burden, we all have our own tolerance. So what I can bear and what you can bear is different, and everybody has their own time. Your timeline is different from my timeline. Your timeline might be that you are 25 and you are ready for a child. I might be 28 and ready for a child, but I don't want you to put in your head that, okay, I'm 30 now, I need to have a child. Because whenever that child comes, no matter what age, you have to step up to the plate. You have to step up to the plate. And that's going to be your sole duty. You're the new soldier on the block. Because it's your willingness, it's for you to make that child live a life that's pleasing, to be happy. Anything he does, the blame will be on you.
I need to ask a question on behalf of Saeed now. When am I get him sister?
Said's sister. Son, I know you're watching this. I think by you're able to understand this video, your sister would have been here. But for now, this present day, this is out on Father's Day. For now, this present day though, Said's sister is in planning process. We're working on that. I know sometimes Said sit there and him just play. I would say the only child syndrome. I would say, I know, babe, we need to fix this, you know. But just like we planned for Saeed, we're making preparation for his sister. And with God's willing, she shall be here at the time that God says so. We'll try not to make Saeed be too old before his sister gets here. So she's on her way. She's working on though. Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't have any more questions. I think that's a natural end to the conversation.
Hey, so there you have it, the conclusion of my interview. I am Saskali. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Leave some comments below. And if you haven't subscribed before, please, I'm begging you, please subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting more videos like this. I'll be posting more videos about photography, about my lifestyle as a photographer. I am Saskali. Please tune in next time. Peace out.